I completely forgot to do dark magic, so I guess we're gonna do that next time. I'm sorry. I didn't even realize that.
I love hexes, man.
If someone
I was
wants
so
to
ready
make
to
it
talk
real
about
quick,
hexes today.
I know. If someone wants to make it real quick, be my guest. But I guess we're gonna just move right into miracles. I don't know how I forgot that. I'm like, yeah, there's only three that we have to do.
Well, Rad, if someone doesn't make it, we can do it tomorrow.
Yeah, we can do another one of these. Not a problem. Not a problem. All right, let's move into the least favorite spells. like unfortunately, I feel like I see the least amount of faith users, and because it's not really, there's not that many good ones. So we can just move through this one quickly. I think let's just move to the S tier ones in and of themselves. I personally think Blinding Bolt is up there. What are you thinking on Blinding Bolt?
So Blinding Bolt, I do know the things about it is that you need to make sure you're locked on when you cast it. Otherwise, the bolts don't track. Only 2 of them track, by the way.
Wow.
Only 2 bolts out of the 15 track. And it does lock you in place while you're casting it. Very easy to take a hit while you're mid cast. You have to be basically at long range from somebody for it to be good. I know in if you're invading in Shrine of Amana, if you free aim and cast it sort of towards the ground, it will just create a machine gun of lightning AoE that spreads in the water where you cast it. So it can be pretty good in very specific circumstances. It has a really high requirement for unless you spice it down, it needs 55 faith or something.
Ooh.
But it's got a really high requirement, if I remember. But you do get 5 or 6 casts out of it. It only needs 1 slot. So I would not put it in S. I would probably actually knock it down to B. But at least it is scary. It is intimidating. But if you know what you're up against, you only have to roll twice. A lot of projectiles come out of it, but you only have to roll twice. And that's if they lock on. If they don't, you can ignore it.
Right. And now that you guys say that there's 2 bolts that track, I'm thinking back on all my times that I've seen this spell come at me, and I realize, yeah, there's 1 in the middle and then 1 at the end or whatever. So I feel more confident. You can also just run away from it, I guess. So on a lot of these maps, you can find a place to run from it. I found Great Heal Excerpt here. I'm gonna just say that is S tier. I don't know if you feel the same.
I agree.
Yes.
I think Birds will know the number because she always does. But if I recall, I think it's 18 faith is the point where Great Heal Excerpts, the actual amount that it heals you spikes like crazy, and it will compete favorably to Great Heal. I think until, what is it, Birds? Until 30 faith or something, Great Heal Excerpt is always better. And even though it only gives you 1 cast, I think when you get to 43 attunement, you at least get 2, and then you put on Saint's Hood or Hexer Hood, you'll get 3. So it's pretty good. I was gonna say it's amazing for Scraps heal, but we don't have hexes today.
Well, we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna move on with this. Yeah. Well, someone should have told me that I forgot it. Okay. Let's move on. And cast faster. You can strafe mid cast. Yeah, that thing is insane. Sunlight Spear. I'm thinking.
We got an ad right now.
Okay. All right. Wait till the ad's done.
We got an
You
ad.
let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. We got 22 seconds.
I mean, I can do it real quick.
With the hexes.
Yeah. I mean, I can do it right now if people want to just watch me do it. But
I mean, I'm happy. I got no plans, man. I'm completely satisfied to sit in here and chat while you do that because I have thoughts on the hexes, and I'm happy to sit here and
should
wait.
we do it now or after this one?
After Miracles.
Okay, let's do it after Miracles. All right, sounds good. All right, so Sunlight Spear does an insane amount of damage, but very hard to hit with.
Incredible damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing about Sunlight Spear is that it actually, well, all the Lightning Spears I think do this, they will sometimes have a random last minute track. I don't know if it's just a desync, but I've seen Lightning Spears pivot on a dime right before they hit you and they nuke you in the face. I think that's probably just a desync thing. Birds will probably, again, verify or not. They have AoE. Like if I remember, I think if you slap someone, at least with Sunlight Spear, it'll do a giant chunk of damage, and then there's like a little fart of damage right after. So I think Lightning Spear does have AoE a little bit, or at least Sunlight Spear does. I don't know if the other two variants do, because I only use Sunlight Spear. But yeah, if someone has a water debuff, it's almost a one-shot. Like Sunlight Spear hits insanely hard.
Wow.
And it's a lot of work to get it, but if like legitimately at least, but you know, if you're committed, it's kind of worth. I am aware that Lightning Spears, I think their cast speed got nerfed. Because like I think before you could have like 10 of them, like in DS1, but now I think Sunlight Spear you get two. It needs 2 slots, and I think you get like 3 casts of it. So like yeah, for PvE, probably bosses only, or if you're fighting invaders, or if you're invading, or if you're in arena, like it's very limited on its use. But it is a projectile. You can free aim it, and it travels very far. So
cool.
A for DPS, basically.
Yeah.
That's about it.
It's very hard to hit with, but when it hits, oh my god. Okay, Soothing Sunlight. This can heal the whole crew, so it's good in that respect.
Less than Great Heal.
Less than Great Heal.
It heals for it. I think Soothing Sunlight in Dark Souls 3 like heals the most out of any spell, but in DS2, I think Soothing Sunlight will consistently do less than Great Heal or Great Heal Excerpt. Even if the requirements are met. Like obviously below 52 faith, like you're not going to get much out of Soothing Sunlight because you're spicing it down. But even at 52 faith, 55, even 60, I think Great Heal just continues to scale upwards, whereas Soothing Sunlight picks up a lot slower to account for the range. Great Heal still heals on the vicinity. So like if you're doing the Looking Glass Knight, I've done Looking Glass with Soothing Sunlight, and I've done it with Great Heal. Great Heal's better. You just walk up to him and heal it instead of like being farther away, because the heal is just like, I don't know if it's twice as much, but Great Heal is definitely noticeably more than Soothing Sunlight. Like sure, if you're doing PvE with your friends, co-op, give it a try. It needs 2 slots, so weigh that how you will.
Okay, wait, I pulled some in here. Resplendent Life, and then Replenishment. Now, are these both healing as you go? Like healing like a life gem?
They're both regen. They're both regen. Resplendent Life heals you for more than regen. So obviously, I would probably put and also the regen is incredibly slow. I would probably say put Resplendent in C and regen in D. Like the one that's white, I would put in C, and the one that's yellow, I would put in D.
Got it.
Because I've tried them. The regen is painfully slow, even on Resplendent Life. So I can only imagine that the regular one is even slower. Like you'd have to stack it like 4 ways to make it noticeable.
And then we have Great Heal. We're thinking S. S? Okay. Yep.
I mean, like Bird said, Great Heal Excerpt is better up to 40 faith, but Great Heal, like normal Great Heal, you get more casts and you get vicinity. Like you get AoE casting, like
the group cast.
So if you're in co-op, or if you're in Looking Glass Knight, or even if you're just on your own, you're gonna have more casts of it. So I'd say it competes fairly and directly with Excerpt.
We have Denial here, which is the precursor to Tears of Denial, which everybody knows, Tears of Denial. But probably didn't know that it's actually also in Dark Souls 2. That's where it was introduced into the whole series. Yeah, this spell may be the best faith spell. I don't know. Probably. I mean, it basically allows you to avoid death.
All right, I'm gonna probably disagree on that one.
All right.
For 2 major reasons. In Dark Souls 3, it only needs 16 faith, and I think it takes 2 slots, and it lasts forever. In Dark Souls 2, it takes either 3 or 4 slots. I think it's only 3. Well, only. That's still a lot.
That's a lot.
And it lasts for what? Is it 3 minutes, Birds? I think it only lasts for 3 minutes. So in arena duels, sure. PvE,
Not that good.
And like, I would definitely not put it. I don't know. I wouldn't put it any higher than B. How does chat feel?
That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't realize it had a length, actually. I thought it was endless.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
either 3. Denial isn't super long. I think it's 3 minutes, which is still a long time. But again, in Dark Souls 3, it's infinite. And actually, let me really quick look up the requirements just to confirm, because that
thanks.
is really the thing that dictates. 3 slots, 24 faith, 1 cast. So
Wow.
yeah,
A lot of investment.
I'd even just drop it to C. Even
Crazy. Wow.
I've never found a good use for it, and it's really rare to see even in arena. Like I could count on maybe 2 hands the amount of people using denial in my entire DS2 career. Like 10 people or less I've come across in arena using it. That's how like uncommon it is. Yeah.
It is uncommon. It makes very scary noises, though. That is something to keep in mind. Very scary. Spooky noises. Okay, Splintering Lightning Spirit. This is the most garbage spell in this game. Have you hit anybody with this?
Yes, and the damage is depressing. You'd think it would slap insanely hard. I don't know what the fuck they did wrong with
there's something on the coding. They messed up. There's a problem.
Needs like 50. It needs like 54 faith or something like that. It only has 3 casts. You will very rarely actually hit anything with it, and when you do, it like farts out like 300 damage, even with Dragon Chime. I don't know what's going on with it. Something's not right with that spell.
We're putting it in the trash tier. Go ahead.
Trash tier. Piece of trivia. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed this, but in Dark Souls 3, the final boss of the game, the Soul of Cinder, he uses this. I don't know why, but they basically give him this spell. It works a little differently, but it's essentially the same thing. Yeah, there's a charge effect where he throws a lightning bolt up into the air, and then a cloud appears, and then a bunch of lightning comes down out of the sky and hits you.
Does it do any damage?
It fucking destroys you.
It
tracks.
So I don't know. Yeah, they made it better on him, but not on us. Oh my god.
Yeah, they don't give it to you in that game. They don't even give it you it. But yeah, so terrible spell. If someone wants to say it's the worst projectile spell in the game, I wouldn't even disagree. It is. Yeah. It is just sad.
Okay, here's a big one. Heavenly Thunder. Now I'm gonna say Heavenly Thunder is S tier. Yeah, we completely agree on that. This spell, we've actually looked at the frame data on this when all the hitboxes come out. It's terrifying. There's something like 13 hitboxes or even more that come out, and it's very random where it hits. And dude, it hits for crazy damage. You can, if someone's approaching you, you just cast that. They are forced to get the hell out of there. You can maybe quick roll out of it, like quick roll being one of the best techniques because you can start to avoid some of these crazy crazy spells. So quick roll, very good to counter that, but let's put it in the back of S for now. I'm sure you have a lot of experiences with that spell too, huh?
Yeah, I'll make it quick. The thing about Heavenly Thunder, it's one of those, I'm not going to say uncommon. That makes me sound pretentious, but I'm going to say it's one of those spells that is good at any point in the game when like you start like at any level of faith after you can use it. What is it, like 18 faith to use it? Mm-hmm. From 18 faith upwards, it is good at any point. You have to use an optimal chime for it. Like you use, Priest Chime at like 18 faith, it's pretty good. You use Lightning Dragon Chime at like 50 faith, it's incredible. I have one-shot entire ganks with a single cast. It is amazing.
That's amazing.
Like I've done 1,500 damage to a group and they've all died from one cast. And you get like, again, I'm saying when you go to 43 attunement, you get like 7 casts per slot, which is a lot for how strong it is. Compare that to Firestorm, you get like 3 casts maybe. This thing, and it's fast too. It's like scraps of life. It's really quick.
I actually feel bad even having that on in a duel. I'm like, oh god, this thing is too good. All right, let's move to some weird uncommon ones. I think this one heals you from Caressing Prayer. Does that heal you from poison?
I think that's the cure poison one. Like,
Or it's this one.
if you're a cleric and you don't have moss, sure. It's not good for much other than that. Like, it's PvE only. Like, that's it.
So is that not going to help on a
useful
poison?
for that.
Sorry, is that not going to help on a poison climax build?
I think it's probably. I haven't cast it in a long time. I think it locks. Either you can walk really slowly with it, or it locks you in place. And if it locks you in place, it's worse than a moss. Okay, Bird said it sucks because life gems are better at dealing with poison. So
yeah,
I don't know about trash because it does perform a function, but yeah, it is not worth putting in your bar.
So
it's slower than moss, so yeah.
I was thinking it's like a buff you put on to prevent you from getting poisons, but that's not true, is it?
No, it just cures.
Oh, it just cures it. Okay, then that is not good. Hey, Andros, welcome in, bud. He's got the SETI, gift there, emote.
Yeah, I might even put it. If I even might say make an E tier just to put it in there because it's really mid.
Let's make an E. All right, let's move in. We had great magic barrier here. I'm gonna put this actually quite up. This is very good. I'm gonna it might be S for me because if you have a magic build and the person puts this on, you're doing like 20 damage to them. It is not fun when the opponent has great magic barrier on. Is that how you're feeling too?
Yeah, and one also important thing for people who play Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3, in those games, great magic barrier only gives you magic defense, but in Dark Souls 2, it gives you every element, which is insane.
Whoa.
So
I didn't even think of that.
S tier buff.
Oh, jeez. Wow, I didn't know that.
What Vagabond or Birds? Is it 150 flat elemental defense from Great Magic Barrier, which is on every element, which is absolutely fucking wild. Like, if I see someone in arena use a Great Magic Barrier on me, like, I'm pulling out all the stops. I'm doing every shitty thing I know because I'm like, yeah, I'm doing no damage, dude. So I'm pulling out everything comes out.
We need to like construct the scariest character to face on the other side of the arena, or maybe we shouldn't because they might start appearing. Yeah, the time is limited in PvP, so if you see someone cast that, just run the hell away. Although you could probably have multiple casts of it, right? And then they just cast it again. Oh man!
Or they can just swap the Sun Sword. You can swap the Sun Sword or something, and then just be like, fine, I'll just mash in, or just any uninfused straight sword and just mash into you with it.
There you go. Yeah, just pull out something uninfused. Better to just build for that much defense innately. Okay.
Enchanted longsword, I don't know. Anyway.
Enchanted
Moonlight Greatsword.
Emit Force, I'm sorry, I'm actually had to put this in trash. I actually think Emit Force is so bad. Like, I don't know how you think on that.
Alright, I've seen it used. The thing about Emit Force is that, like, it's not good. It's definitely very slow. I think it does lightning damage instead of physical damage, like it does in the other two games. I need confirmation on that one. But, like, it's got pretty good range on it. Like,
range is
you're not hitting someone with it in arena. You're not hitting someone in arena with it. There's no fucking way. But like against PvEers, you're far enough away. Yeah, you could probably do a little bit of like long range pressure from it. But like you're better if you're invading, you're better off just throwing a lightning spear. I'd probably put it in D tier because like you can use it. It's not unusable, but you would use lightning spear instead.
It is just sad to see that damage. It's like 200 damage or something. It's like, oh my god, this thing's so bad. And it doesn't knock them down. They almost get out of their stun faster than you can get out of your emit force animation. Like,
you can poise it too. You can just like poop walk through it.
Yeah. It is like hitting someone with a
walk through it with like 40 poise.
There you go. Force. We might have different opinions on this one. I'll put this back of B. I found a lot of use for this, especially with the stance swap technique. So if you do like a running attack with like a great sword, like a two-handed running attack stance swap, you can immediately use a force afterwards, stuns the opponent, you can start to react from that. I think I found some really cool use with this spell. Obviously, it does no damage. It's good against with invasions, like you can knock people off of cliffs and stuff with that. But it's not as good as in like DS3, I guess, or even Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, DS3. Yeah, DS3 Force, Dark Souls 3's Force is arguably a meta spell because it's just like, unless you're in Perseverance, you can knock someone on their ass very consistently. I think other than Hyperpoise and Perseverance, it's almost a confirmed knockdown, and you can control the direction that someone gets thrown, which means people just push people off close with it. Now in Dark Souls 2, it doesn't pancake you, it staggers you. And like you said, the stagger can be used in conjunction with a follow-up attack. Another thing it does is that it does durability damage. Only one durability damage, but like, you know, you can use it repeatedly and it will stun into itself, I think, if you're passing it quick enough. And I don't know, use it in conjunction with Acid Surge if you want to be an ass. Like, it's not terrible, but it's definitely significantly worse than its DS3 variant. So yeah, like I'd put it in C, but you have uses for it. There's tech uses for it. You can put it in B. Like, I'm gonna leave that one up to you.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, a cool little tidbit to add on to Force is that, and I asked Key about this, our great Key over in the Orange Arena, and she was saying, and I asked her, what catalyst should I use to get the most stamina damage on my opponent's shield? And she actually said that the Faith Shield, I can't remember what it's called, but the one that has all like it's a Faith Shield. You can, what's it called? Yeah, Sacred Chime or whatever,
it's the
right?
Disc Chime.
Disc Chime.
Disc Chime, yeah.
That one does the most force stamina damage to someone's shield. So for anybody who's using Force, try it out. Maybe try that Chime and you'll like it. All right, we have like a meme here. This is like Homeward. Oh no, this is Homeward. I forgot what the other one is. Homeward, I don't...
Seek Guidance.
Oh, Seek Guidance. I'm sorry. One reveals a bunch of messages on the ground, right? Like,
that's
what does this even
do?
do?
The writing. Yeah, that's the... I think if I remember, I know in Dark Souls 3, it like shows dev messages, like secret like hints. I don't know if Dark Souls 2 has those as well. I'm going to assume it does. Yeah, Seek Guidance. You absolutely do not use to touch it, and you don't need to touch it in the game at all. Homeward, obviously, like, I understand its purpose. I used Homeward in Dark Souls 1 because, as you know, there are a lot, like two, what's it called? Catacombs. There can be spots where you want to just get the hell out if you don't have a Homeward Bone.
That's Homeward Bone, right? Yeah.
So in Dark Souls 2, they introduced the Infinite Homeward Bone, which is the Aged Feather, and then in DS3 it's called like the Sword Fragment or something. But you don't get that till the end of the game. So Homeward is pretty good up until that point, but there aren't too many spots in DS2 where I would say like you are fucked unless you have a Homeward Bone. Like the bonfires are close. There's no soul vessel warping shit. E is probably pretty fair because, again, you will very rarely need to Homeward Bone unless you soft lock yourself, and that really only happens in Dragon Eyrie and Shulva, and you should have the Aged Feather by then, or at least a couple Homeward Bones. And by soft lock, I mean like you fall and you can't get up, like the old woman falling down the stairs. You know, those pillars in Shulva, or like those cliffs, there's like a couple areas where you like drop there to get an item and you can't climb back up.
Yes.
That's when you would use it, but you should have the Aged Feather by then, or you Homeward Bone, or Dark Sign, or fall off the cliff.
So
whatever
it's
you
very,
need to. So yeah.
Yeah, it's, I mean, really pretty image on there. I like the little home in the road. I think that's cool. That's like an actual, like, it looks like an oil painting. It's very pretty. It's too bad it's such a spell. It looks like a Minecraft painting or something. If you blew it up.
Not quite that low res. But
yeah, it's a little bit better than that. Okay, Unveil. For a little stint in the arena, I was like, oh, I'm gonna use Unveil to like show people this crazy eye coming out of my character. And then Vagabond's like, I don't see you casting anything. So this is client side only. So you can't even, so people know you can't use this in the arena. No one will see you casting this. I believe it shows you where the invader is. Is that right?
I've never used it, but from what I understand, yeah, the idea is you cast it, and a little thing pops out and like floats in the direction of the invader, like an Eye of Ender from Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
In Dark Souls
Speaking
3,
of Minecraft.
yeah, in Dark Souls 3, they actually bring this back, but it's an automatic thing that happens with Blades of the Dark Moon and Blue Sentinels. Oh, Bird says it locates enemies and doesn't work on hosts.
So this is just trash then, unfortunately.
Yeah, it would be shit.
This is garbage, unfortunately. Okay, what is this one? Heal? Yeah, regular heal. I actually don't mind regular heal. I mean, you start out in the game with it, it's a nice little heal. D?
Yeah, sure. It's good until you get anything better. I think you can buy medium heal or I forget. Do you buy Excerpt from Lycia? Can someone confirm that? If you get it from Lycia of Lindelt?
Yeah, I believe
so. Like heal is basically okay until what's the area called? Hade's Tower of Flame. It's you can use heal until Hade's Tower of Flame, and then you just buy Excerpt, and then you never need it again.
Something interesting about heal and a lot of these healing spells is that you can actually hold down your cast so that your character just stays in this prayer pose for as long as you hold it, and then you can actually roll out of that. So I was using that for a while in the arena where if someone was taking too long they wanted to play really defensively, I would pretend to heal. And they say, oh no, he's going to heal. And they try and run up on me. And yeah, you have to roll out of it, but it's still an option to use with tactics. So it has a cool little application on all these heal spells, except for Excerpt. Excerpt is not going to be able to do that, as far as I know, because you use it.
Yeah, because it's
yeah, go ahead.
You walk with it.
Yeah, it's like a standing cast.
No, and I was also...
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna add that the holding the heal thing is good too, because if you're doing co-op, you can wait for your friends to come. Like you can hold that spell, and then like your friends know to come by you while you're healing. So that's nice. Actually, can you hold heal? Because I don't think heal doesn't have AOE healing either. I don't think.
I think
medium heal does.
Okay.
Birds, you'll have to help us out here, but I'm pretty sure regular heal doesn't have AOE until medium heal. Can you confirm that, Birds?
And like medium heal over heal is gonna be, I mean, obviously I guess it's better. Maybe it takes longer to heal. I don't know. It's getting into the real weeds of it. I'm not exactly sure.
Let's put heal in D.
Yeah, sounds good.
If it doesn't have AOE, because that way medium heal. You know what? Okay, I'm just gonna look it up on the wiki dot. One moment.
No worries, no worries.
DS2. Oh yeah, for anyone who wants to know, I would, if you need to know something from DS2 and you don't have a friend to ask, I would recommend using the wiki dot. Even though the website is ugly, I find it has the more consistently correct information compared to like Fextra Life.
Yeah.
So check out Wikidot if you need information. Particularly, there's a really good page for like if you want to min-max, you can look up the DS2 Wikidot page for items with special effects. It'll help you like kind of find armor you want to boost yourself a bit. But let's see. Heals. Okay, it says heals the caster and nearby allies for 450 HP roughly at the faith requirement. Healing scale. So heal apparently does give you vicinity healing.
I thought it did. Yeah, we were correct. Yeah. And then
Wikidot is still medium heal. It just heals for more. Like I still think keep heal on D and then medium on C maybe, because
it's real close. I don't know. It's not really a big huge deal. Okay, so great lightning.
You'll have life gems.
Yeah, I mean, healing is pretty. There's a lot of healing items, that's for sure. There's like Rouge water. You can use that if you want. All right. Yeah. Great lightning spear had in B, but what about regular lightning spear? With the amount of casts that you can get from it, I'd say that this is probably the premier PvE spell in the early game.
How many more casts do you get? Let me look.
You get I believe you get quite a bit. So
Lightning Spear. We're
yeah.
not looking at Fextra. We're looking at. I'm gonna check Wikidot. I want to see how many you get at base. Okay, it says uses 2 to 15. So I'm presuming that at like 99 attunement you get 15. So let's. Oh, here we go. We have a chart. So how much attunement would you say you'd use? Because at 43 attunement you get 7 casts.
Okay, then that's not very good.
About as much. Yeah, you get about as much as Heavenly Thunder, and as we all know, Heavenly Thunder is better.
So then let's pop that.
But you can
probably. Ooh, go ahead.
I was gonna say you can get multiple casts of Great Lightning and regular Lightning. So if you have 43 attunement and you get your 2 copies, I think you buy one and pick up one with both Great Lightning Spear and Lightning Spear. So you could have 14 of each, but Great Lightning Spear will just be better for damage. So I would say Lightning Spear probably goes in C because I know they nerfed it a lot.
Yeah. I never really had too much fun using it. I don't know. It's not a very exciting spell compared to something like Heavenly Thunder.
I think they all have. Yeah, I think they all have the same cast speed. It's just damage and how many casts you get, and then with Sunlight Spear it needs 2 slots, but at least it nukes people. So yeah, I think it's pretty fair to just put them in like A, B, C in descending order.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, we had regular magic barrier. I mean, I've never really used this too much, but I'm assuming it's very good because it's similar to Great Magic Barrier.
Yeah, I think it gives you like somewhere like around 80 maybe full elemental defense. I don't know if it lasts longer than Great Magic Barrier. I don't know. Birds, again, you'll know this or not.
Yeah,
but
it's a trade-off.
I mean, it's still like maybe you get more casts, maybe it lasts longer. It's still like every element, so that's still very strong. Oh,
Ooh.
Nosy Vagabond says it has an AoE for allies. I didn't know that. That is new for me. If that's true.
Crazy.
Wow.
We gotta do that on a Return to Drake. That would be sick.
If that's true, then yeah, A tier for PvE. Like that's pretty damn good.
I like it. Yeah, it's really cool. Okay, we have this one here. It's a very Perseverance. I totally blanked on what this does.
That is the poison and bleed defense one.
So that's what I was thinking of. Okay, so does this help against a poison climax build? Has to, right?
Well, I guess, but here's the thing. If you're doing arena, I'm going to assume you have a mule. If you don't, then maybe friends can drop this for you. Against poison climax or poison in general, it's better to do one or more of the following things. Wear Painting Guardian, like chest and legs, for example, because it has the or Shadow Set, best poison in the game.
Okay.
Wear Poison Bite Ring, and Common Fruit, and you can do all 3 of these things. Or Yorg Spear gives you like 150 poison defense, I think, because they go by Peepo Majula now. They were invading on a poison build, and a couple of my friends, I'm friends with Peepo Majula, and a couple of my friends, we wanted to gank them. So we all had, I think, like Painting Guardian and Shadow Set with Poison Bite Ring, and we all had Yorg Spear. And Peepo Majula invaded our gank. They could not poison us. We were immune because I think we had Common Fruit as well, and we were completely immune. So
got him.
The thing about Perseverance is that there are so many ways that you can stack poison defense, even up to immunity, that it's really not worth the slot.
It's a very funny spell. Okay, let's keep moving on. We have here Soothing Sunlight. Oh wait, so what was this one?
That's Bountiful Sunlight. That's the regen.
Oh, that's the regen. Okay, so Soothing Sunlight.
Okay.
I mean, I have no idea.
I would put it in B.
Yeah, B. It's nice and orange.
Bountiful Sunlight.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty. It has a very pretty like actual cast effect. It's like you charge up with like an orange glow and then you shoot out this big ring. It looks very cool. Bountiful Sunlight, I really only see that used in arena when people are just like stacking regen, because it does give you, I think, the best regen of a spell. It's still slow, but it is better than Resplendent Life. Although, actually, it does take, I think, 3 slots, if I remember. Let me verify this. Because if
Gotta
that's the
get this
case, I would
right.
put it below.
We gotta get this
Low,
right. This is
the
real.
Resplendent
This is serious.
Yeah, I'm taking seriously, Red.
I
Okay,
do
here we
too,
go.
I do too, though.
So from
love this
Wikidot,
game.
Bountiful Sunlight heals you and nearby allies for 840 HP over 2 minutes. To get it, you need to get rank 3 in Blue Sentinels, or you buy it from the Chancellor in New Game +2, so like Chaos
Damn.
Orb. Here we go. Uses 2 to 5, 38 Faith, attunement slots 3. So yeah, that's bad.
Oof.
That's pretty bad, Red.
Yeah,
I
that's
would
very
put
bad.
I would put that in D with the
Oof.
basic regen spell, just because of the 3 slots, and that's pretty bad. It's still no, that's the wrong one, Rad.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, that's Bountiful. Yeah. The Bountiful has the red dot in the middle. Soothing Sunlight is the one that's orange and white.
Okay, so we're putting Soothing
if
Sunlight
anyone
in
wants-
D, right?
No. Soothing Sunlight in B, Bountiful in D.
Oh.
Bountiful is the red dot in the middle,
Yeah,
and that
got
goes
it.
in D. Soothing Sunlight we
got
can
it.
put in B. Sorry, I know it's easy to confuse them.
No
if anyone in
worries.
chat has a personal experience with Bountiful Sunlight where they want to disagree with me, but like other than just being a regen terrorist in Arena, Bountiful Sunlight has very like little, like I don't know, maybe you have your co-op group and you want some passive regen for a boss fight. Sure, but again, 3 slots is and passive regen in 2 is still pretty bad. Like in Dark Souls 3, regen and Elden Ring, regen is cracked. But in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 1, regen is terrible.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I mean, it's still very good in a 10-minute long arena match if you stack all your regen.
Oh god.
Oh my god, that's
Yeah, you got
insane.
Crown of the Ivory King,
Yep.
you got Bountiful Sunlight,
The
and you got your
shield.
2 Lois, the 2 Lois shields. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 Aloy shields. That screams like mule.
Yeah, you got the charred one and the regular one.
There you go. Yeah, and Nosy saying regen is bonkers at Demon Souls. Yeah, it sounds scary as hell.
I've heard.
Sacred Oath. This is an oath you take to the Solaire crew, and it gives you increased damage
And defense, if I remember. And it's a
defense.
vicinity spell.
I'm gonna put that in S.
Yeah, it needs 4 slots.
Oh, 4. Okay.
So keep that in mind.
So maybe A, because you have no options.
I think it's 10% damage, 10% defense. In Dark Souls 3, they nerfed that to 5% when you're in PvP, but I believe Dark Souls 2 does not do that. So 10% damage, 10% defense is very good, but again, 4 slots is a big sacrifice. Obviously, if you're an 838, not a problem. If you're a meta player, you have to really weigh your options. Like if you're a faith build, I don't know how much attunement you're putting on, but 4 slots is a big chunk.
I kind of want to try that, a nice 155 meta level with Sacred Oath. And then it depends on how long it lasts for. Yeah, no worries.
I'm gonna use the bathroom again real quick. You keep going.
All right, sounds good. So this is still, we're thinking of this Sacred Oath still. Add 50 AR. Ooh, Sacred Oath does Ring of Blades +2 effect for damage, and it gives you +10% reduction to incoming damage, but only in PvP. Oh, in PvE, I mean. Okay, so it does do more damage in PvP, you're saying. Then that would be very good. It only adds physical defense, which does nothing. Oh, okay. Interesting. It would be nice to try, but I think the effect is not worth it for a meta level player. So I'm thinking it's somewhere around Denial, to be honest. It's such a big investment. It still does like a pretty cool thing, but it's right in the middle there. Mostly just slots, and it's capped 60 to 65 duration. Yeah. The duration is not long whatsoever. and then you probably only get one slot of it. Yeah, no worries. I think we're gonna decide Draco with somewhere in the middle next to Denial. That's where I'm thinking, because
the Sacred Oath,
yeah, because we're looking at the duration, only 60 seconds, and it only really gives you like a Ring of Blades +2 effect, which is quite a bit of damage, but in PvE you use it at like SL250 and stack it with a weapon buff. Yeah, hell yeah, that would do a ton of damage.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a percentage because in Dark Souls 3 it's a percentage.
All right,
it's 10 and 10, and then it gets cut to 5 and 5. Okay.
Right. All right, sorry, no, we're gonna move on. Sunlight Blade, again, we kind of talked about how the buffs earlier. Is it Magic Weapon is the best? I always forget, or is it
It's
Dark
the
Weapon?
longest.
Yeah, Magic Weapon is the longest, which kind of makes it the best. Now, Sunlight Blade, of course, it does a ton of damage. You can put it on a weapon that's already infused with lightning to make it double lightning crazy damage. Has a beautiful effect on it, but is it good? Yeah.
It gets one cast. Keep that
One
in
cast, and I like what Bird said. Sunlight Blade is basically just Crystal Magic Weapon, but needs more stats. It's good for high level PvE. Yeah, so around the same area as these other ones. I'm thinking C tier possibly.
Yep, I'm okay with that. I'm
cool.
not. I don't really use buff spells anymore, so I don't quite remember their damage very much. I know Dark Weapon gets 4 casts per attunement slot compared to Crystal Magic, and Sunlight Blade only getting 1. So I would consider that one a lot better as a buff spell, but we'll get to that later.
We have a very crazy one here. This is Soul Appease. Okay, now Soul Appease, if people don't know, this basically one-shots almost any enemy in the game if it's like a hollow zombie. And it's like a Wrath of the Gods with like the craziest range. Now, if your opponent in the arena is hollow, I believe it still hits them. Is that...
I think it does work
true?
on hollow players.
Yeah,
I think it does, because Holy Water works on hollow players, so I can't see why that wouldn't.
Yes. Hey, Shalir, welcome in. Soul Appease, I've seen people knock out that rat boss in like 5 seconds. It just immediately wins because it's I guess rats are very good. Yeah, someone said I've never seen it work. Vagabond said I've never seen it work in arena, but it can definitely work in PvE. Let's look at the arena, because there is that hollow flame in this game, which I guess we should have put the pyro flames, and like the catalyst. We'll do that another time. But there's the hollow flame where if you're max level hollow, your damage is better with your pyro flame. So this could be a potential counter to someone who's using, like a Forlorn Scythe build, because you have to be full on hollow to do that as well. So it's very interesting, really, really damn good spell for PvE. So maybe back of A?
I've never used it, so I'll just capitulate.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, we have our favorite spell here, Wrath of the Gods. How are we feeling Wrath of the Gods? So, Wrath of the Gods coming from Dark Souls 1 was like the craziest spell. You could turn around, dead angle people with it, and it was crazy cracked back in the Prepare to Die edition days. But then Dark Souls 2, they're like, let's slow this thing down because people are getting real triggered off of Wrath of the Gods. And it's very slow. It does a ton of damage still, like 1,300. Which it does more damage in Dark Souls 2 than it did in Dark Souls 1. Or more, yeah. And it's very good. Does it hit through walls? I'm pretty sure it does.
I think it does. The best use for it is as a mix-up with heals, because it has the same startup animation.
Very good point. So you can mix this up with heals. I think I like it better than some of this stuff in A, not gonna lie. Like, I'm gonna probably put it top of A. Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Shalir.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I think I'm okay with it being an A. It's got excellent damage. I mean, again, like, you can trick someone, like you try to fool someone to think you're gonna heal, but instead of rolling out, you smack them with Wrath of the Gods. So it's probably good to heal first, so they think that you're gonna heal again after. You maybe have half health, slap out Wrath of Gods, they come out to punish you, and they're nuked. And you can get like with Lightning Dragon Chime, because I think in DS2 it still does lightning damage. Wrath of the Gods will fucking explode people. It hits. I don't know if it hits harder than Sunlight Spear. I think Sunlight Spear still has better DPS.
You get like
but
1800 on Sunlight Spear.
Yeah, but like Wrath of the Gods still, like someone goes to punish a heal and they get slapped for like 1500, that is respectable.
Yeah, very respectful. You can also use Wrath as a cover for healing. I'm in someone's face. Yeah, exactly. Like he's saying, use it as a mix-up. Pretend that you're healing, but you're actually using Wrath of the Gods, and boom, blast them. It's good. All right, so that is our Faith playlist. Okay, let's take a quick break. I'm gonna go. You had your bathroom breaks. I'm gonna go to mine, and then we'll be back. I'm gonna set up the dark tier list, and we'll be back in a little bit. So
I'm so happy for that. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll get to it. I feel bad. All right, let me move to the BRBs.
All right, I can still talk to your chat for a little bit.
Yeah, talk to chat. Hang out
keep
for a
them
second.
entertained.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should be cool. All right, be right back.
Okay. Yeah, you take your time. Hello, Radwalls' chat. I'm the funny vulture, and we said at the very beginning of the stream. Hello, hi. We said at the very beginning of the stream. It's funny how like me and Radwalls, I did not know him at all until like 3 months ago, 2 months ago. Like I basically just met him, but like we're both like he's more of an old soul DS2 player. I'm like a cringe 2018er, but like, you know, I've been streaming Dark Souls 2 pretty regularly for the last like 4 years. Like I'm definitely one of the newer players, but I'm surprised we never came across each other. So I'm like, because we all have like the same viewers. So I'm like, wow. Where was Lingering Flame ranked? I think we put it in B, Vagabond. I think it was in B because it has a terrible cast speed, 2 slots, but it's great pressure for ganks, great pressure for area denial, and as Bird said, forces a roll, or at least it forces like it forces inaction or it forces a reaction. So it's good for area control. I think we put it in B, just considering everything. Its damage is really good. Like it could have been in low A, but we put Forbidden Sun in A. So I feel like it wouldn't have been fair to rank Lingering Flame with Forbidden Sun. We put Great Chaos Fireball in S though, because I strongly feel